guys, today I'm starting a new series of video on my uncle's Pinzgauer. It's a 710 model, which is a 4x4, and today we just got a new starter from Expedition Imports, and I'm gonna do the install on it and give you my thought along the process. So it's still in the box, we're gonna go see that right now. Alright, so here we are. That's what I just got from Expedition Import. And let's see what we got. Just to let you know, this is the old starter. So I'm guessing from this sticker that it was rebuilt at some point. The other day I opened it and it was a mess inside. Like the brush, it wasn't clean at all. And I tried to do a good cleaning on it and it still won't work right. So be better for the peace of mind just getting a new one. And when looking online, we found that Expedition Import does some gear reduction starters, still on 24 volts. So we decided to give it a try. Alright, so that's probably the receipt. No, it's this way. There we go. So these are branded as iTorque IMI performance product. Apparently they use Denso parts. I really like what I see. They claim that the weight is very different. Oh yeah, I can barely hold it with one hand, and this one is. So it is at least twice the weight, the old one. We're also gonna replace the battery kill switch behind the seat. The old one died the other day. When turning the nut, the whole thing started turning inside and it broke somewhere, and now it was there was no continuity even when you put the small key in. Alright, so the Pinzgauer is outside. I need to put it inside to work on it. Right now you saw the starter is not even in the truck, so it won't start. So I need to winch it inside of the garage. So let's do that. This will be useful. Hold it. So the idea is to just put it tight, and then I'm gonna put it out of gear. Right, so it's in neutral. Parking brake is removed. You can even put the. I think I'm gonna. Oh, transfer case, neutral too. So now the pins is inside of the garage. As you see, last minute I turned the wheels, so I have more room to work on the passenger side where the starter is. I still have to mess with that switch, which is on this side, but this part will be really easy to do. This is the original switch, which used this. I don't know if that will work with the new one. I have no idea. think it's bigger. Okay, so it will actually fit inside. Nice. Because I prefer this metal piece over these. Gonna look at if it does the job, because the part could be different, and so I have a good connection right now, and now it's off. Great. So good news, we can still use the original key as long with the new part that I got, before messing with, even if it's only grounds. Since I'm gonna do the starter later, I'm gonna remove one of the holes for the battery. I'm gonna need to remove those screws, and it goes right behind this panel. So I need to remove this panel, which is now I think it's only 4 bolts. It was probably like 10 when it was brand new, but a couple of these are missing. So yeah, this one is missing and everything. So anyway, it's easier this way. I'll try to just put my hand and stop it from moving. Yeah, that'll do it. There we go. Washer. Alright, so last time we came here, we cleaned all the connection, because when starting we at first had some spark over there, so it was all rusty. The grounds were very poor. I think I still have one of these. Maybe not, maybe I threw it in the garbage. But so we had poor wiring, and the grounds were very not effective, and it sparked from that switch. That's something. Alright, so this is the old one. I can show you what's wrong with it. Just start a little bit. So it's supposed to not have continuity this way, but to have continuity when you put the key in, and it doesn't. I want it facing the right way, so if I want it to go backwards, it needs to be this way. So put it there. Drop one of the new bolts, one nut and one washer. I think this is gonna be fine. Too tight and break the stud, but that looks good enough for me. And then this one would be the wire that goes to the battery. So this side is going straight to the chassis ground, and this side is coming from the battery ground. And we can use either those small switches that came with the thing of Amazon. Oh, we still have this small cap that we can put on. just to keep it clean. And we can also use the factory key from the Pinzgauer, and it works. I'm just gonna leave that there for now and keep the power off. I'm gonna go see what we need as of the wires for the starter. So this one, which is the signal wire, maybe I can put the light somewhere over there. What I'm thinking is maybe making a longer wire, because eventually I probably gonna try to find the part number for this connector exactly. I know it's just a flat connector, but there's probably a connector I can do that will click and stay there and have a good connection all the time. We got one of those shrink wrap with some solder in the middle. So we're just gonna go this way. Put this shrink wrap on top of it. It's all the way. So I'm just eating it up until the solder melts over the wires. Here we go. Probably have a really connection now. All right. So we have those big nuts to remove. I think those are 19s. So the connections are gonna go on the top side, because this is how they were on the older starter. It goes in, this goes in. That's pretty much how it's gonna sit. There's a lock washer. One nut. Try my best to get some threads. Alright, I think this is tight enough. Let's do this ground right away, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna do a big difference in the grounding of the starter. There you go. So we have now a good ground connection. This one is tight, the other bolt is tight. The only thing we still need to do is to wire the starter up and try it out, and then we assemble all the pieces that are missing from it. So as you can see, the single wire is on top, so that's the last thing we're gonna do, just so it's easier. So I think I have some threads. It was turning over at first with the 13, and now I realize I think it's actually smaller. So I'm gonna go with the 12 ratchet key and see if it does a better job. Yeah. So that will make a good connection. It's tight enough. Now the only wire that we're missing is the signal for a starter, which we made a temporary connection, and we hope to find a good part number for this. Here we go. So the signal is in. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure this is off. And we're gonna put the batteries back on. There you go. I'm gonna put power back in and make sure there's no short. So there should be power. Yep. And now, I don't know if there's fuel, but if there is, I should be able to start the truck. Well, it sounds pretty good. Put some choke. Alright, so the install is done. We're gonna try this again, making sure everything is right. First thing first, we get the key for the cutoff switch. We put it on, and then we turn the ignition on. Starts just like a regular car.